Aloha and welcome to Java. Thank you so much for joining me. This is for Monday. It's June 3rd, 2024. This is going to be a very light report in front of what could be a very interesting day. So the highlights today, really the PMI, ISM, and GameStop. So let's go into our indicators. They're relatively stable. The MMRI still in high risk territory. And we've got the fear greed index in neutral. So we've got the relative strength of the dollar and the 10-year yield both pulled back a bit. There was a rally on Friday into the close. We've got cryptocurrencies are up. There are Bitcoin ETFs that are trading now beginning today globally in other countries. So with the ETFs gaining a bit of traction, cryptocurrencies are kind of moving towards a global asset that are now becoming acceptable. So with this adoption, I expect these to kind of continue. Nothing goes straight in one direction, but some very strong tailwinds now for cryptocurrencies. So we're looking at stocks opening in the green. They did a rally into the close Friday. And we've got stock futures also looking towards the green. So right now, sentiment stocks are up, but investor behavior, and this is meaning retailers, is fragile. But the bull market, is it still in its early stages? So I was speaking about the possibility of the inflation carry on and increase, basically going to a hyperinflation scenario, could cause a spike in the market, especially if they do a rate cut. So the market right now is looking forward to European Central Bank seems assuredly cutting later this month, and they're hoping that the Federal Reserve will follow. And we'll see what they do. I'll keep you up to date. With our calendar today, we're looking at getting in numbers for PMI, construction spending, and then also the GDP numbers. So looking at those, there's not a lot large companies in the earnings expected today, but we've got the meme stock GameStop back on board because we've got Roaring Kitties posting again, and they're showing it's basically potentially millions in call options in GameStop. So most people would get caught on this for a pump and dump scheme. SEC generally is all over this. However, this looks like something could be pumping today and getting away with it. It's not really much fundamentally behind the business of GameStop any longer. So what are we watching? We've got insurance companies again in the news. They're again another pressure for real estate as well as the banking industry because they're heavily invested in them. But they're using drones basically to monitor homes from the sky, basically taking pictures of homes, whether they got issues with the roofs or if it looks like there might be something accumulating, and they're dropping owners' policies. So creating a headache in that sector again for homeowners. We're looking at oil. Now, oil right now is steady as basically we're looking at OPEC plus supply cuts. They have agreed to more supply cuts. So that's going to give oil a bit of a boost, at least temporarily. We've got the European Central Banks I was just mentioning. Their rate cut is basically being looked forward to, and I think it's funny. They're saying it would be a rare bright spot in a troubled euro area. By cutting rates, they are going to basically crush the euro. You're going to have inflation over in that section. We spoke about this yesterday, but inflation is set to rise tremendously as soon as they hit those rate cuts. So if there's anything you want to trade those euros for, or basically buy anything of assets, now would be the time. So we've got treasuries gaining as traders are waiting for clues on the economy in this ISM data. It's saying the 10-year yield pulled back a bit, and that is giving stocks room to breathe, basically go higher. We're watching a couple of things going on. The first, Egyptian president is ordering the formation of a new government. This is because they are having a fourth session of a major inflation with their currency going worthless. So he's ordering new formation of the government. This is just an open door and to show you what could possibly happen with some of these smaller economies, basically. We've got NATO members okay using their jets to strike Russia on their own territory. So this is Netherlands. They say they will not limit Ukraine and how it deploys these F-16s that they donated. So if there are NATO weapons or troops that start striking on Russian grounds, there will be retaliation. So I want to bring up another thing that most people are unaware of. There was something called the Color Revolution. If you have not heard of this, I urge you to look a little bit more into this. This is saying the United States is behind two failed color revolutions, and this is from the Georgian Prime Minister. This has a lot to do with that flag they're holding in the center there, and there are YouTube videos. If you'd like, feel free to reach out to me if you need resources or are interested in this, or leave it in the comments and maybe I'll leave some links to a couple of videos that would give a bit of background on that. So I've got a question for you. This is completely off the markets, but Iceland, the Blue Lagoon, is reopening to tourists after nearby erupting volcano stabilizes. So you can still see in the background they've got that lava coming up, and it's a major geothermal area, very popular area for your health, and they had shut down as soon as it erupted. So I'm just curious, put it in the comments if you would feel comfortable going to something like that. So with that, as I said, light day, starting opening in green territory could be incredibly volatile. So urging caution, watching your positions and managing your risk if you're trading. And with that, I would just like to wish you all a great day in general and stay free.